Konnichiwa. My name is Rohit Prasad and I'm the founder of RSPinJAPAN. In today's video, we are going to talk all about some of the phrases that you need to know if you're learning Japanese. So let's begin. If you're learning Japanese, you might have thought, let me talk to my sensei, let me talk to a friend in Japanese, or maybe teach my friend how to say hello. This is where you teach or learn some common phrases. Also, sometimes you might go to a function where you meet some Japanese people and you want to say something. You can't go with Watashi no namae wa Rohit desu because that is not something that you tell to a person when you meet them for the first time. So here are a few common phrases that you need to know. Well, let's begin. The first one is going to be hajime mashite. Yes, I'm not going to say it's ohayo gozaimasu, konnichiwa, oyasumi nasai and these all things. It's hajime mashite. Why? Well, when you meet someone for the first time, you say or introduce yourself or just say something like hajime mashite, which means that it indicates that you're meeting the person for the first time, for the very first time. And you have to keep in mind that you need to use this phrase only and only if you do not know the person and you're meeting them for the first time. If you meet them for the second time, you're not going to use the same thing, which is hajime mashite. A common mistake that everyone does is when they are talking or introducing, like self-introduction in classes. When you're giving a self-introduction, you don't have to say hajime mashite because that's technically wrong. You can practice it, hajime mashite watashi wa Rohit desu, but you have to understand the meaning behind it. When you're giving it to your classmates, it's not hajime mashite. It's simply konnichiwa. Or you can start with a good morning, ohayo gozaimasu, and go on with your introduction. But when you're talking to someone, let's say anyone you met for the first time, it's going to be hajime mashite. Let's move on to the second one, which is going to be konnichiwa. When you put it on Google, you are going to see that konnichiwa translates to hello. It's a little bit more than that. During the afternoon, or when you have to say good afternoon, you will go with konnichiwa. Yes, also konnichiwa is a little informal. If you ask me, I feel it's informal because it's hello. And I would ignore it when you're using it for the first time or when you're using it to create an impression. Konnichiwa is fine if you're talking to a friend or something like that, or it's a casual conversation. Otherwise, I would avoid that. But konnichiwa is hello. So if you're trying to make friends, konnichiwa is what you want to go with. The next one is going to be ohayo gozaimasu. And ohayo gozaimasu, it's not just good morning. It's more than that. One of it is good morning, which is ohayo gozaimasu, good morning, done. Here in Japan, when people meet for the first time in a day, it's not like hajime mashite. Sometimes when you're on work and people are already working, you came in, you can still greet them with ohayo gozaimasu, no matter what the time is. It can be night and you will say ohayo gozaimasu. That's because you are seeing the person on that day for the first time. You can use ohayo gozaimasu over there. Well, you might have noticed, these are not common phrases that you see from typical YouTubers. It's a little bit more than that. Well, stay tuned, watch till the end, you might learn a lot. So the next one is going to be oyasumi nasai. Oyasumi nasai, or you can even say oyasumi, which means good night. That's it, there's nothing more to it. Oyasumi nasai. You're not going to use it as a common phrase, but then since I'm telling good morning, good afternoon, I thought I would tell good night as well. The next one that I want you to remember is daijoubu desu or daijoubu. Daijoubu means it's okay. Now, when you don't know the language and you're talking to someone, you don't know their language, you might end up using this phrase to get an escape or just pretend that you understood everything. So, daijoubu desu, you can go with that. Now, the next one is going to be a group of some words and they mean exactly the same, which is sorry or excuse me. You can use gomen nasai, you can use gomen, but what I want you to remember is sumimasen. So there are three words: gomen nasai, gomen, and sumimasen. Why I want you to remember sumimasen? First of all, let me clarify that sumimasen, gomen nasai, and gomen mean the same thing, which is sorry and excuse me. You can use them whenever you want to say something like this, like sorry, sumimasen, or excuse me, sumimasen. Just the tone changes. But I want you to remember sumimasen. That is because gomen and gomen nasai is informal. Sumimasen somewhere is a little bit more formal than gomen nasai and gomen. So I would suggest that keep sumimasen in your head instead of keeping gomen nasai and gomen. People see gomen and gomen nasai in animes and things like that, so they are more accustomed to that. Or when you have Japanese friends, you might want to use what they are saying, but sumimasen is not bookish, so you can go with that. The next one that I want you to know is hi. Hi is yes. So in a daily conversation or as a common phrase, you need to know how to say yes. So hi is what you want to go with. Hi. You can also say or just go with hi. The next one is no, which is iie. Don't go ie. Because if you say ie, it is going to be a house. Ie. You need to stress on the e for a little bit longer because that means no. So be careful on that part. So it's going to be ie. So till now you have learned something that you would watch anywhere on the YouTube. Now the next common phrase that I want you to remember is going to be yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Well, yoroshiku onegai shimasu is nice to meet you. You can see it on Google Translate. But a very detailed, if you want to really understand Japanese, I have put a video on yoroshiku onegai shimasu, how to understand and what it actually means. And it has a very deeper meaning. It has a lot of grammar functions included in it, so you can actually go to the video and watch it. The link is in the description. Also, you'll see a card here. You can click it and go to the video and watch it, because it's a very informative video. And if you want to learn Japanese and completely understand it, RSPinJAPAN is what you need to follow or subscribe. Alright, moving on. The next sentence or a common phrase that I want you to remember is onegai shimasu. Now, onegai shimasu is a part of yoroshiku onegai shimasu, but let's just keep it aside. So now, onegai shimasu means please. Or you can simply sometimes use onegai desu. Just remember onegai shimasu as a common phrase. So as far I am concerned, if you know these words, you might just be able to pretend very well that you know Japanese. And that's more than enough. That was the motto of the video. So I hope you have learned a lot today. Please subscribe and stay updated. And do not forget to visit our website, because we are not just teaching Japanese but teaching all the languages. German, French, you name it, we have it. Please subscribe and visit our website. Thank you.